Hashtag no music, no intro. We are back. It is that time again for another weekly Saints Block Party podcast presented by Precious Works LLC. Prospect of the Week episode. And we have a player to talk about today and Clemson defensive tackle Peter Woods. But before we get to like anything like football related, like I feel like I'd be remiss if we didn't say something just in regards to, I don't know, whatever small voice we do have in the abyss of numerous voices in the landscape of all forms of media, whether it's sports, whether it's whatever. But I just feel like just for us and our brand, if we didn't speak on like what's happening right now in this country, specifically in Minnesota. So I'm just going to keep it succinct. Fuck ICE. Fuck this administration. If you voted for this administration, fuck you. We don't need your support like at all. And like also like the whole thing about like Lane Kiffin like making that post and adding Trump and like this shit is so much bigger than just football and sports and entertainment. And if you can't seem to gather like the importance of that, I don't need to associate with you. I just don't. I just don't in any way need to associate with you in any form or fashion. But I couldn't let what's been happening without us like making some type of like comment. And so I just wanted to say my piece on that.
Bro, I concur 100%. Fuck them. But just a sad, dark place where it's unfortunately it's like nothing new. I feel like we were in the same spot 5-6 years ago. Had Patrick Claiborne on here talking about the same thing going on in Minnesota. It just wears you out like mentally. Thank goodness for sports because you do need to escape, but you don't want to escape to the point where you don't want to not pay attention to what's going on. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what's going on, and you have to got to do something about it. What to do? I have no idea, man. I'm lost. I don't know what to say, what to do. Whole lot of answers, Vote. Vote harder, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know, bro. The fact that this has been our lives for like going on 10 years, like we had a small gap for 4 years, but
yeah,
essentially 6 years with 3 more years on deck, bro. I don't know what.
But that's the thing, man. Like, you're talking about like the Trump administration, his political, I don't know, term or whatever.
Right.
I just feel like this is like so like cultural, like, you know what I'm saying? Like ingrained in the American culture. I don't know. I don't know what the exit is. I don't know. Like people think like, okay, 3 more years. Okay, then we move on to something better. I don't know, bro. Like I hate to sound dark. I don't know if it gets better. I really don't know. I'm usually more optimistic, but I don't. I'm out of optimism right now. I don't have it.
Dark. It is dark, right? And now we're about to talk, and like then you
let's
like,
talk about Peter Woods, baby.
Yeah, let's talk about Peter Woods, and it's like, well,
hey, if y'all fans of us, this is why y'all tune in. If y'all fans, y'all already know.
Yeah. So let's break down Peter Woods. But I just have this feeling that Peter Woods is going to blow up the combine. Like I think he's going to test athletically off the charts for like a defensive tackle, I will say.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a good thing for him in terms of like his personality as a character. He seems all accounts to be a good dude.
Yep.
The thing that worries me about Peter Woods is his tape.
Yep.
Because I came into this like I always had like okay, I'm going to come in fresh. Like I know he didn't play as good in 2025 as he did in 2024, but I wanted to come in with a clean slate, Wolf. So the first game I watched was him against Texas in the college football playoff game last year.
Same.
And when When I tell you, I watched that game and I was like baffled to the point where it's like, okay, like I know defensive tackles plays a lot of snaps, and Clemson had him playing all over the field. He played at the, you know, he was one gapping, he was two gapping. They had him on rush as an edge rusher at times. I did not, and not saying this in every game, but majority of the games that I watched and the snaps that I would say we watched, the amount of impact that he had defensively was minuscule. It was minuscule, Wolf. I was blown away. I was like, am I miss? I must be missing something. Like,
didn't I text you? I text you. I'm like, bro, like, am I missing something? Like, what am I missing? Is that
he was slated to go like top 3, top 5 last, like in mocks.
I've been hearing about Peter Woods for 3 years, man. Like, I've been hearing about this kid for a long time.
I don't. It's baffling. I'll start with the good. Let me try.
Let's start positive.
So this is Jake from the Bruce Fieldman Freaks. He put it in the chat. So he's 6'3", 310, 240 pounds of lean muscle mass. He benches 490, 34 reps of 225 pounds. He squats 700, a 4.86 40, a 33-inch vertical, and he cleaned 380, clean plus 385. He's an athletic freak. He is truly an athletic freak. How much of that conveys to actual like his play, I have a lot of questions about.
A lot of questions.
Like, one thing that I saw after I watched a lot of games going back to him is like he's an elite run stuffer. There are some plays where he gets in there. Like, I'll start with the play that you shared.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to do more clips, but it was hard. It was hard with this player to put together.
I got some clips.
Okay, good.
So
right.
we both got clips.
The running back play, and it's just one clip. It's not like a flashy highlight, but he does do this quite a bit in all of the tape that I watched. As far as being disruptive in the run game when he, in certain moments.
And those 3 plays that we showed, like good plays. And I would say if you want to be encouraged by what Peter Woods could be, put on his tape from South Carolina. I didn't pull any clips from that.
I didn't see that one.
It's the game he's by far the most disruptive in, by far. And it was funny because like you saw the good and the bad, because he's pressuring Lenoa Sellers. I think he got like 3 or 4 great pressures in that game, super disruptive. But each time he has like Lenoa Sellers wraps up, Lenoa Sellers gets out of it and makes like a spectacular play. And so the pressures was there, the finishes was not there. And I struggle with him as a player a lot, because even looking at like this Wake Forest game, even looking at that South Carolina game, to try to I struggle to extrapolate that to how good potentially he can be and will be in the NFL. I struggle with that quite a bit.
I agree. I want to kind of try to lean to the positive on like what he can do. Like, first game I watched, like we talked about, the Texas game, the playoff game. They line him up all over. Like, he is very position versatile. He played. I think the first snap he lined up at the nose, at the 0 spot. Sometimes he's shaded to the 1. Sometimes he's at 3 technique, which I think is his best spot in the 3 technique. A lot of times they had him 2 gapping, which means, kind of going head up against the guard or the tackle and playing both gaps, depending on what the play is. And a lot of times he's playing on the edge, at like the 5 or 6 technique. And rushing from that spot. He does get double teamed quite a bit because, it's Clemson. He's a well-known player. They know he's dangerous. So teams did focus on doubling him quite a bit. Unfortunately for him, like, when he's doubled, it's done. And I know some people would be like, well, he's being doubled. Of course, no. There are some, like, the really good defensive tackles, even with double teams, they are making an impact
Right.
on the play. He's getting taken out of the play completely when he's
Completely.
double. Like he's no impact whatsoever. But I will say he is, like I said, a smart, heady player. He does a good job, especially when he's able to play with leverage. He's able to get under the guard, and like I wouldn't say he has like a powerful bull rush or nothing like that, but he does have pop, and you can see the athleticism. A lot of some of his best plays are like these like loop around stunts
Yeah.
and plays where he's moving laterally really quickly. Those are the plays where he shines, and you can really see the athleticism and why he's going to test off the charts and stuff like that. Because, like, okay, like this is a big 300 something pound dude moving like that.
Right.
Okay, like, you could see scouts and teams being like, man, I could do something with that. So from that standpoint, from athletic standpoint, it does show sometimes in games. It showed, especially against kind of the weaker competition, like against the Wake Forest tape. I watched them against Boston College. He was very disruptive in that game. And like I said, they're not terrible schools, but it's a weaker competition. It's not SEC competition. It's not, the big powerful schools like Ohio State or nothing like that. So it just makes you wonder, like, okay, like when you get in the NFL, every week is like elite competition, like every week. So it just makes you wonder, and it's one of those things where, okay, like I see, and if I squint, which we'll get to later, if I squint, I can see the pop and athleticism and things that made him such a highly recruited player coming out of high school and one of the most talked about players in college. You could see it if you look. But it's like, man, I was expecting more. I personally, especially in the 2024 stuff, I was expecting more just because I've been hearing his name so much over the years. Shit, last year I was like, man, next year we're going to get Peter Woods, baby, because, I didn't watch him, but I just know people was talking about him. I'm like, shoot, give me Peter Woods next year. Saints going to be picking top 3. Boom.
Boom.
Now, after watching this, I'm like, is he a first rounder?
It was that, and we're not saying this to be like me. Like I want to
swear I'm not, bro. I'm trying to be as fair as possible, man.
We are not, like, as much as we want juice, offensive juice. We are not doing this just because he's a defensive tackle and what have you. Like if we watch Caleb Downs or if we watch, Bain or Bailey, and we come away blown away, like shit, they may be, in terms of our cloud, they may be 1-2 in terms of just how they are as a player. So it's not that he's not a offensive player where this is coming from. This is simply just us watching the tape and watching a lot of snaps of Peter Woods. And like I was watching, I was like, man, like I felt like I was more impressed, and I didn't watch a lot of all 22 of Brian Bresee, but I felt like I was more impressed with Brian Bresee coming out of Clemson as a prospect from the defensive tackle position than I was with Peter Woods. Jake in the chat said some advanced stats have him comparable to Jalen Carter. How? Because when I was watching Jalen Carter at Georgia, he was dominating. Like it was obvious. Like that, and that's the difference of like.
That's the difference.
Like I didn't have to squint with Jalen Carter. Didn't have to squint one bit. With Peter Woods, and we'll get to it. Like there's a lot of squinting. There's a lot of and he's a player to me where I feel like, and I was having this conversation with Jay, where teams maybe feel like the way he's going to test, he's young, that they can coach him to be this next great like defensive tackle. And as a fan, and to me, like that's great. That's just typically not a player that you draft top 10. Like that's a player where it's kind of based off measurables and what have you. That's a player that you draft round 2, round 3. Like that's a David Onyemata where it's like, okay, the measurables are this. He's raw. Right. We'll get him in our system, and then we can coach him and he can go out and be great. To have that as a thing, as a player that you might draft at 8, it causes me a lot of worries and concerns, bro.
And keep in mind, he's 20 years old, and he turns 21 in March. A lot of development. lot of development that he's gonna have coming. And I think, like you said, NFL teams are betting on the future with him. They're betting that, okay, here's an athlete, great athlete, looks like a good dude, hard worker. He played a ton of snaps. Like he is,
Tons.
like I'm talking about damn near every defensive snap for every game he played. He think he
Yep.
started since his freshman year, so like 3 years start. So the dude is dependable. He plays hard. Uh, was that against Texas? Like they were
Yep.
down early, but he just kept kind of chomping at the bit and made a few plays, and then the game got, the score got close, and they were competing till the end of the game to try to win. So like there are things to like about Peter Woods. There are things that I think a team could look at and convince themselves like, okay, I got a good ass defensive line coach. I got a good scheme, this and that. I could get the best out of him, and he could be like a future Milton Williams, something for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, but for me, when I look at like DTs that I want to take in the top 10, Jalen Carter, Leonard Williams, a couple of players, like you put that tape on, it's like, okay, I see. Even last year,
with Mason Graham, bro.
Mason Graham.
It was clear.
It's like you watch it, it's like, oh, okay. Yeah, like,
okay.
yeah, this dude. It's like I want to see dudes getting pushed back in the pocket. You getting double teams, I want you to annihilate double teams. I want to see you splitting the gap, getting in the backfield, making plays, putting back-to-back splash plays together, being disruptive. And I get it. From a defensive tackle standpoint, it might only be 10 plays, 8 plays a game. Maybe not even that. Sometimes 6 or 7 plays a game where you actually be able to be disruptive, especially in the college game, because they move the pocket, quarterbacks are moving, they got motion, running backs moving all over the place. So I get it. It's hard for like a guy coming up the middle to really make plays. But I wanted to see more. Like that, I'm watching the tape and I'm like, man, I'm through like snap 40 and I've seen nothing.
Bro. Bro, I was watching that Texas game. I was like, who is this left guard? Got this nigga in the bro.
I started looking at guards, bro. I had to look him up. Connor something. I'm like, who's this Connor guy?
Didn't he get drafted last year?
He got drafted last year by the I can't remember who it was, but he did get drafted late too, like 5th, 6th, 7th round, something like that. But he was getting, like even against like Wake Forest and Boston College. I'm like, man, he kind of taking a long time to beat this guard, right? I'm like, you should be dominating this guy, bro. Like, as athletic as he is, and he is athletic, it's like you should be better than you are. That's what I kept thinking. Like, man, you should be much better than this.
And it was just, I keep going. If I'm being positive, I keep going to that South Carolina tape where he looked. If you go and watch, you don't have to watch the all 22. If you just go and watch like the cut-ups from that South Carolina game of 2020, it was last year, 2024. You'll see that game and you'll be like, okay, like I get it. Like if I get this version of this player, every Sunday, I'm completely fine with it. It's just like the inconsistencies are huge. Where I was doing like a counter. I was like, okay, let me see how many impact plays that Peter Woods has in this game. In almost all games, it was like in the single digits. Like I didn't go above like 3 or 4, maybe 5. And I'm just, if I am investing a top 10 overall pick into a defensive tackle, to me, like that's not enough. Like it's not going to cut it. Let me go. Like this is his PFF stats from 2025, this past season. 21 solo tackles, 3 sacks and 6. I'm guessing it's either like half sacks, maybe, or maybe they're
9 hurries. Is that 9?
Yeah, it's 9 hurries.
9 hurries.
9 hurries and 2 hits, bruh, from a DT.
Which is ranks 279th.
No, bro, can't do it, bro. Like there aren't many picks that would have me irate on draft night at our draft meetup, bro. They draft Peter Woods. I'm hot.
No,
I'm gonna be hot.
No. Like this is I can't wait to see how the draft community adjusts after digging into his tape. I can't wait to see what Daniel Jeremiah, how he ranks him like in the big board and stuff like that. Because I am I wrong? Like, am I missing? Like, am I wrong? Like, that's where I'm at with it. I'm like, okay, it must be something I'm doing wrong. Like, it must be maybe I'm not watching defensive tackle tape right or something. Like, what is going on here?
Even like it is well known that I was not a fan of Sheldon Rankins as a prospect. Even his tape at Louisville, I like was more pop than Peter Woods. Like it truly was. I was like,
I'm telling you. Like Sheldon Rankins, you had to squint some because they did a lot of that. Like they had him lined up at the edge and stuff like that. But like when he was at 3 tech and doing this thing and rushing the passer, like you could see it. Like okay, like
good, bro.
He could rush the pass. It was hard for me to find legitimate pass rush snaps. Like just showing like, okay, what can he do as a pass rusher? It was hard for me to find that. And even plays that are like third and 12, third and 13, like legitimate pass where it's like, okay, you go ahead and rear back and rush the passer. He getting stonewalled, bro. Like his hand usage, I'm not gonna say he has bad hand usage because he does like this club move sometimes that looks good. And he's able to just kind of like how can I put it? Because Kelvin Banks does this a lot, where like the offensive lineman will lean forward, and then the defender will use that momentum against him, where you lean forward and then you pull back and make
gotcha.
And then you just whip around him. He does that sometimes, and he does have some like nice hand moves. But like as far as like an actual like pass rush moves, he's not a pass rusher yet. Like he is so far from being an actual impact pass rusher. He is a pure projection from that standpoint. Like anybody taking him, thinking like he's going to impact. Like, I could use him as just like a situational pass rusher as a rookie. No, he has a long way to go, bro.
I also felt that there's two things I noticed because I was being very intentional in watching this. I felt like his get off the snap is like almost like a whole second late.
Speak on it, bro. I wrote that in my notes. slow off the snap, bro. Like
slow, and that's why the whole like the advanced metrics comparing him to Jalen Carter. Like, go back and watch Jalen Carter at Georgia. Watch him off the snap. It was elite. Like his burst off the snap was elite.
Even guys like Byron Murphy a couple years ago.
Thank you. Thank you.
Like you put them on, you like, ooh, like he screaming off the snap.
We were if the Saints had drafted Byron Murphy the second from Texas instead of Fuaga, we were completely fine with it because it was evident how good he was as a defensive tackle at Texas.
And where did he went like what, in the mid-teens or something like that?
It was like 15-16 to Seattle.
And I know this draft, like this is a different draft, so guys like guys that would probably typically go a little later are going to get pushed up a little bit because it's not like a super deep blue chip heavy draft. But this is too far for me, bro. Like
too far. So it was his lateness off the snap, and then he plays so high, bro. Like,
oh man, leverage.
Every time, like almost every snap, he cuts so high, and usually that just causes the guard to just get their hands on them, like his chest, and it's done, bro. It's done.
A wrap. It's a wrap. If he don't win immediately, it's pretty much a wrap. Like if he's not winning like immediately off the snap, it's just not happening, bro. It's not happening.
I have one clip. Oh, I have to stop sharing. I have one clip of him against Wake Forest.
What up, Wolf? What are you looking at?
Man, I'm checking out this website. This site is cheeks, bro.
In 2025? How do you have a crappy website? Couldn't be me.
They need to hit up our guy Bijan with Precious Works. Precious Works offers to not only build you a website that's tailored to you and your customers' needs, but also to continue to manage and maintain it so you can focus on your business. Don't have much time? Precious Works is just what you need. No out-of-the-box stuff like Squarespace or Wix. Precious Works will create a site for you. You won't have to worry about plugin updates, security, or things like that because Precious Works will maintain all of that and be available to you 24/7. Bijan sets up set up Saints Block Party Podcast website for us a few years ago and hit it out the park. He also keeps it up to date and helps us anytime we want to add something new like a form or prospect matching tool that we did for the NFL draft. It's like having your own personal developer just a text or a call away. Precious Works has worked with everyone from small businesses to large firms, so no job is too big or too small. If you're in the need of a website or you currently have one, but you want to upgrade it, give Bijan a holler at Precious Works. You can get with him at Bijan at Precious Works, BIJON at precious.works, or go to precious.works for his website. Make sure to tell him Saints Block Party.
There's so many plays like that, Wolf.
Yeah.
There's even like the pressure he got against Texas against Quinn Ewers, bruh, and like he gets this pressure and Quinn Ewers just like runs up and he's just like leaping and you just like I just see him leap.
I posted that screenshot in the Discord.
And I just bro, like I'm like I was like, man, that looks like a Saints defender if I done seen one. God damn it, bro.
That's the most annoying thing. Lamar watching him just like, man, the Saints gonna draft him, huh? Because he just feels like a Saint, bro.
It feels like a Saint because I could see Kellen and Mickey on the podium talking about his like production in 2024, how great he played the year before, great kid. You know, we're gonna get him with Bo Davis, and you know, y'all saw what Bo Davis did with Chase Young, right? Y'all saw what he did with Chase Young, right? Believe in Bo. Believe in Bo. It's just so dangerous because metrics aside, and we're not trying to bag him as a person, just strictly him as a player. We watch probably more Peter Woods snaps than we have of any prospect, and probably in ever any well, besides like when we watched the Kelvin Banks and Tyler Shuck ones after they got drafted. But pre-draft, this is probably the most player we've watched like the amount of snaps because he had so many snaps.
Yes.
And I would say out of the majority of the snaps we saw, I would say maybe 90% of them felt like they were non-consequential, approximately, like maybe 90.
And some would argue that, like, well, look, he's occupying blockers and, you know, so I saw some people say, like, the scheme didn't allow him to really flourish as a pass rusher.
One of those?
Like,
here we go.
When we get to those talking points, I'm out.
I'm out, bro.
Get me out of here. Get me out of
I'm
here.
out.
Like I don't want to hear those talking points. I don't want to hear, especially if it's a player I'm drafting top 15. Honestly, like that's second round. You know what I'm saying? Late first, maybe. Like that's what those type of players you know, you let the Ravens go and grab. You know, like when the Ravens used to pick late, or you know, like one of those type of teams. They draft them late first, maybe this day 2, and then 2 years from now they're great players. And I want to make sure I'm saying Peter Woods can very much develop into a very good player, and it wouldn't really blow me away. It wouldn't shock me because I don't think he's a bad player. I just don't think he's at the level of where he's being projected right now.
Especially for, I'll add this, especially for a team that needs immediate impact, whether it be whatever side.
Speak on it.
Offensive side, defensive side. You kind of taking like a dart throw at Peter Woods because that's what it would feel like. It feel like a dart throw.
Exactly.
That's risky fucking business because if he's not out there producing, you know, and making play, like if he's just in your lineup as a starting defensive tackle next to Bresee or what have you, and he's just like a dude, like a guy out there, like a jag for a lot of the season defensively, you need, like, for this team to take this next step, this team needs impact players, young impact players. And I get it. Like the draft is one of those things where you try to not focus on the short side and be short-sighted with your thinking. But where you are as a team, it just would feel like it's not the match and fit isn't there. It just feels like it's just two different ideologies. But again, it just wouldn't surprise me. Now, again, I would not be shocked at all because when I talk about these players that, you know, the Saints are very, very interested in, it's usually just ideally when right now we're in January, end of January. from the scouts' perspective.
Yeah.
I keep saying that when the coaches get involved, when Kellen Moore gets involved, I think that can completely change their draft board, as it should, as it should. And we saw it last year with him getting involved, Kelvin Banks being the pick, and what have you. So there's a chance that even though Peter Woods is someone that they are very much enamored with right now, by the time they go to draft, maybe Kellen Moore is like, no, I need offensive juice. I don't know if it's running back, I don't know if it's wide receiver, but I need some type of juice.
Or maybe once they really stack the talent up, they see who's declared, who's coming out, and they really stack the talent. There will be players much better than Peter Woods right now. Like right now, there are players that will be better, will test better, whose tape will be better, who will just be better. You know what I'm saying? I think once these teams dive into the tape, they're going to see that Peter Woods is not just not what he has been talked about to be. And I could be wrong. Like obviously, teams scouts much smarter than I am and access to more information than I have access to. So maybe I'm wrong, but I'm not seeing it, bro. I am not seeing it at all. And I really tried to see. Like I really tried very hard and watched a lot of boring tape. to get through it. I'm up on Thursday, Friday night watching Peter Woods snaps, and I'm like, God, this is a struggle. Like it's a struggle to get through.
It was rough. Jake said Jeffrey Simmons went 19th, Byron Murphy went 16th, Kenny Clark went 27th, Eric Armstead went 17th. Oh my God, I haven't seen this name in forever. Dominic Easley went 29th. You know what's funny is I brought up this point, Mike McDonald, at the Combine last year, and he like poo-pooed like this idea of this trend that like typically like great defensive tackles tend to fall in the draft. He like quickly poo-pooed it, like quickly. And I just think that it's a thing that happens. Like I wasn't pulling it out my ass. But I do think it's a legit thing. Yeah, Aaron Donald went 12th. Yeah. It's a little, and that's even like Aaron Donald, like he was just knocked because of like his size, but like his tape at Pittsburgh was absolutely
was great. And
dominant.
his body was outstanding. Like it, like that's another thing. Like just looking at Peter Woods' body, I was kind of like,
thank you for bringing that up. So something that I noticed, I felt like he was leaner in 2024 than he was in 2025. Like when I just, and again, I don't know, like obviously we don't have access to like his actual weights when this past season as compared to 2024, it felt his body looked leaner. He looked trimmer in those 2 seasons. And I wonder if he gained and put on weight, and I'm not saying it was like fat, it could have been just muscle or what have you, but if he gained more weight in 2025, did that limit some of his explosion that he had in 2024? Because his body does look different, and he's built like, it's funny, he's built as a defensive tackle, much like Brian Bresee is built as a defensive tackle.
Right. Exactly. But I will say, like, he like he looks, I guess sometimes he looks chubbier to me.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like a chubby guy, you know what I'm saying? But he's an athlete.
Shaming Peter Woods?
I mean, it's not no shame, it's like, I don't know, like I just expected more of like a kind of like an athlete, like just like a look of an athlete. And that's not to say, like I said, he is athletic. And like I said, he's 20 years old. Like I think his body will grow. Getting NFL training camp, NFL training program, strength and conditioning, like he's gonna look like a different player in 2 to 3 years. I have no doubt about that. And I like you said, I think he has like the right mindset. I like his playing attitude. Like I didn't see a lot of plays where he was like just loafing around and nothing like that. There are some plays where he's just kind of like gassed or he just doesn't have it in him, and he's like, man, I'm not running after that running back. You know what I'm saying? Like. And I get that, like that, but that's all. Like I've learned to not knock DTs so much. I used to knock DTs hard for that stuff, like the effort stuff.
I was knocking Jared. I knocked Jared Verse badly because of that at Florida State.
Yeah, I probably still knock it more for edges than I do DTs. I used to knock DTs hard about that, but then I started to learn DTs, bro, they're not over 100 every snap. They're just not. Just from the way they built. So I get that, but you want to see the effort more than you do not. And with him, he had good effort. So like a lot of the important things that I think that you'll need to actually be successful in the NFL, I do think he has it in the toolkit. It's just he got to get there. Like it's going to take a while. I think it's really going to take a while to get there. And for the Saints, like you said, the Saints need some like immediate impact. Players. They need help right now. I don't think he beat out Nathan Shepard right now. I don't think he beat out Nathan Shepard, bro. You know, and it's like you want to draft somebody in the first round in the top 10 at pick 8 that's going to at least beat out Nathan Shepard. God damn, like you know what I'm saying? But that's where he is right now as a player.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you this, and it's hard to predict this because they're picking 42nd in the second round, so who knows if this player is going to be there. But if I could tell you that if the Saints drafted Peter Woods at 8, but in doing so they added juice in the second round and took Chris Bell, wide receiver from Louisville, how are you feeling?
I mean, I feel good, man, but I'll still be kind of annoyed because one, Peter Woods, I don't think is going to make much of an impact year one. And Chris Bell, I don't think is going to make much of an impact year one. So it'll just be like it'll be like the type of draft that you just got to wait on, bro. Like it'll be like, okay, you potentially have, it's a potential draft. Like, you potentially have some good players in the next 2-3 years, but you're going to have to wait because and it's like where the Saints are now, man. Like, I'm not saying you got to be a Pro Bowler week 1, but I'm saying you want some players, and they're players that will be available that can really impact your team this year and be better going forward. So yeah, that draft would annoy me. Even though I love Chris Bell, even though I love him.
The only thing I do think maybe Chris Bell provides more impact in his rookies because I think he's slated.
That's true.
Potentially slated if all goes well, right? You gotta be careful with these injuries. And just assuming everything goes well, I heard he should be back to full speed by like October, November, right? And the season starts in end of September. So you could get some impact from Chris Bell in the season, but again, it's risk. There's like a risk.
Right. And you're talking about missing training camp, missing installs and all that stuff. So, it'll be one of them things where like don't get me wrong, like I'd draft Chris Bell in the second round, but like the combination of Chris Bell and Peter Woods is like, oh man, like at least give me one impact player. You know what I'm saying?
Got our juice meter up. So I want people to be clear, just because we're talking juice, like it doesn't have to obviously mean offensive juice. You could have a defender and that defender have juice, right? We'll see where we fall when we start watching Caleb Downs, when we start watching David Bailey, Ruben Bain. But in terms of your juice meter for Peter Woods, where are you at?
I'm not even gonna go 1, bro. I'm gonna actually go 2.
Okay.
I'm gonna go 2 because like I said, I do see the athleticism and I do see the potential of a player that can be like a kind of like an impact, juicy defensive player, like a splashy player. I think he has that ability somewhere in there, but I think it's going to be a while to get there. And it's going to be like a lot of if and hope, and just like we've been with Brissy for the last couple of years. Like, man, but at least like with Brissy, he gives you splash plays in there.
He does. He does.
Like he had a 7.5 season. He has that 1 or 2 plays a game where it's like, oh, look at Brissy. You know what I'm saying? But it's just it's not consistent enough. And I could see Peter Woods just being like that, where fans are going to be annoyed. It's like, damn, man, Peter Woods ain't doing nothing, bro. Like, but I do think the potential is there, so I'm gonna give him a 2, because one just means there ain't no hope. But I'll give him a 2.
In thinking about this exercise, I also gave him a 2 as well. So we're pretty it's a little sad how lockstep we have been regarding the prospects thus far. I'm sure there's a prospect that's going to it's probably going to be Ruben Bain, honestly, bro.
I think the Ruben game, we're going to argue.
just have some discourse. But I was at it too with Peter Woods as well, and he's a player where, and I can see this happening with Brian Bresee. Like we'll see. Like I'm pretty sure they're going to decline his 5th-year option, and they either maybe try to sign him back to like a cheaper contract like they did with Reese, or maybe not. I don't know. But if Brian Bresee were to go to like a different team, it wouldn't shock me at all to see him having like a kind of like a career like resurgence. And it's like, oh, where was this Brian Bresee at? And it would not shock me one bit if they drafted Peter Woods and like for the first 4 seasons he was just like kind of like and then he goes to another team, and then now he's been in the league for what, 4 or 5 years. He understands how to, and then like he's just blowing shit up. We're just like, what? Where the fuck was that? Like
exactly.
It wouldn't shock me at all if that was his career arc.
Like who was like Milton Williams was like that, where he started off kind of like, just kind of like, oh, okay, so then when he went to the Eagles last year, and it's like, ooh, like, and then he hits free agency. And
no, the Eagles drafted him. They drafted him.
Eagles drafted him, right? And he was like a so-so player.
It took a while.
It took a while, and then he came into his own as an Eagle, hit free agency last year, got paid a bunch of money by New England, having a great year in New England. Now he's one of them DTs, one of those dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I could, like, that's a path I could see for like a Peter Woods, or Brian Bresee. You know what I'm saying?
Funny thing is, like, Milton Williams drafted in round 3, bro.
But that's exactly that's where Peter Woods should be. He should be in like that like in this draft, he should be bottom of the 1st or 2nd round, in my opinion. Like that's just my opinion. Once you stack the players up, that's where he should be. Like throwaway, where 5-star recruit, all Clemson. Just throw away all that. Like just as a player and where he stacks up with the tape, he's like a 2nd round prospect to me, man. That's just my opinion.
It's interesting you brought up the thing about Daniel Jeremiah, because again, like when he put that tweet out regarding Jeremiah Love, saying like he's one of the best players in the draft, blah blah blah, and I was kind of skeptical about it. But then we like watched Jeremiah Love, and I was like, oh,
okay,
yeah.
Yeah.
I get it, DJ. Like
he's one of the best players in this draft.
Yeah, players in the draft. So it's going to be very interesting to see what his thoughts are regarding Peter Woods. Because I'm curious. I'm just very curious of just maybe we're missing something. Maybe like DTs just aren't our forte.
I think some of it is just like, especially like draft analysis right now with all the draft nicks. Some of it's just like, I don't know if it's just they're not thinking the way through it. Like I saw one dude say he's like a Jeffrey Simmons. I'm like, where? What are you watching? Tell me the tape you watching where you see Jeffrey Simmons.
Because I saw Jeffrey Simmons in like the second play against the Titans completely almost disrupt, like almost cause a forced fumble, like with just his arm stuck. Like what? All right, bro. All right. Okay. Squint when it comes to Peter Woods. Scale like
squinting like you just woke up in the morning and somebody flashing a light in your eyes.
Shit.
I mean, you got to squint with him, bro. You got to squint. I'm talking about. I'm hitting the forward button because I like to go straight to the end zone view on all 22.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like.
Plus
do
10
something.
Seconds.
Like do something.
Plus 10 seconds. Plus 10 seconds.
Please do something. Please. And I'm pausing it and I'm like, ooh, then you look like, ooh, he did make a nice little move right here. But then I was like, ooh, he got good pass rush. Then I'm like, oh no, this is a screenplay. This is a screen. Like he was allowed to rush the pass.
I know exactly what play you talking about, bro. Because I had the exact. I was like, oh, he got through. Oh, man. Oh, the lineman release, nigga. Okay.
He released this. He said, go on. You ain't going to get there anyway.
Oh, my God. I had, like, for me, the squinting in terms of, like, Tim being, like, the most you had to squint, like, I was, like, at a 9, bro. Like, it was...
bro, 9. If I get a number, I'd definitely 9.5, 9. This is the quintessential squint player. Quintessential. When we talk about players you got to squint. This is it. Like Peter Woods tape is the squint player. You could go pull his highlights up. Go pull up his highlights on YouTube, which is like when you look at a player highlight, that should just be his best stuff. You're gonna have to squint at the highlight, bro. You're gonna be like,
bro. Tell me why that happened to me. It happened to me like even before I got this information when the Saints were like slotted to pick, top 5, this season. I was like, oh, okay, let me go look at Peter Woods. We might be in Peter Woods' range.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I put up the highlights and I was like, we gonna be in Peter Woods' range? Like, bro, so pre all 22, nothing but just highlights. I was just like, I don't. Oh,
okay. You should never feel like that from a highlight. Like it's a highlight. Like that's the one thing.
How many Just Bomb productions that made college players look like the next coming?
It's coming, bro. Don't go until the 7th round. Like
those Just Bomb productions, that nigga looked good. Like you should come away like, yeah, bro. Like because he's been in the game since when I lived in Texas.
Wow, damn, that long? Damn.
Yeah. Just Bomb's been around a minute, bro.
It would be Saints players, like Saints drafted players are notorious for not even have Just Bomb videos, bro. You go look it up, highlight. Oh, you can't even find a highlight on it.
Damn, they know no Rick Leonard Just Bomb production, bro.
Couldn't find Trey Hendrickson.
Our cloud, if you haven't guessed in terms of the players in line completely, top of our cloud of the players we watched so far, Jeremiah Love, followed by Jordan Tyson, followed by Peter Woods, in terms of our cloud, in terms of if we had control of the draft. The next poll is up already for us to watch for next week. It is Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, and Manson Delane. The poll will close on Wednesday, but just from early voting, there's 17 votes. Caleb Downs has 53%, Carnell Tate has 41%. So I'm more than likely it's going to be one of the Ohio State prospects that we talk about next time for the Prospect of the Week episode. Anything else from this episode? Jake said, "This is how I felt with Keldrick Falk, another all Squint team. We might get to, maybe.
I hope not.
Maybe. No, bro.
Man, I got nothing else to add, bro. I just, like I said, man, I'm not bashing Peter Woods, the player, and it's not that I don't think has a possibility to be like a good NFL player, but it's just that he's overrated. He is unquestionably overrated to me. Like he is the quintessential example of being overrated.
I concur. I wish I didn't. Like I wish I was like, oh shit, like I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. Like, oh shit, okay. If he's there at 8, fuck, turn the card in.
Give me.
Just
not the Saints need it. Like the Saints need good DTs, they need edges, they need all that. So if he was good and he's at 8, man, let's go do it.
I can tell you that what their justification is that they're going to say that Peter Woods is an elite run stopper and he's going to come in to our defensive line and help our.
So we're going to have like the reverse Brissy. It's
like you watch the passer, you stop the run. Can we put both of those players like together, like just meld them together, bro? Anyway, yeah. I don't care if it's Caleb Downs or Carnell Tate. I'm just excited to watch not defensive tackles. All 22. But thank y'all for tuning in. Another week episode of Prospect of the Week. Again, you're getting this episode because you are either a Patreon or a YouTube member. So we appreciate you. If you are first time, like if you're a new Patreon, a new YouTube member, these are just one of the perks that you get from us and just being supportive to us in terms of just our community. So we appreciate y'all. We are getting out of here. We'll be back next week. Another Prospect of the Week episode. The Senior Bowl is next week. Wolf's going to try to take in one of the practices at the Senior Bowl. And we're going to talk some Senior Bowl stuff next week and just talk overall, recapping these conference championships and all that. And again, always the focus of how it relates and turns back into like the Saints, because I think that is the key and the most important, because this is the Saints podcast. But we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We'll be back next week. 2 episodes, a regular episode, and our Patreon only, YouTube member only, Prospect of the Week episode. We appreciate y'all with that. We are out.
Peace.